Welcome to the Non-funGerbils podcast. George and I recently got back from the Non-fungible Conference in Lisbon, which is the first NFT-specific conference that we've made it to. Wow, what a fantastic week it was. We met wonderful people, had amazing dinners, and stimulating conversations. It was quite something to have such a broad range of people with the unified focus of NFTs all in one place. So big shout out to John Karp and all the organisers for putting on the event and bringing everyone together. I kept a dictaphone with me and caught up with some key figures and friends and gained insight into their experiences of the event and got their take on various NFT developments. They're here in chronological order, so we hope you enjoy this collection of tiny interviews. Just before we go, the next Non-funGerbil creation is open for submissions, so send us your best backstory for REKT Gerbil. We will take one story, make the artwork around it, and send a gerbil for free to everyone who submits an entry. Good luck and enjoy the episode.
Welcome to the Non-funGerbils podcast, the show about digitally scarce gerbils, non-fungible assets, and the growing decentralized economy.
So I'm here with Artur from Somnium Space.
Yes, indeed.
Great to meet you at last.
Great to meet you, finally.
So Artur, can you give us a little update on Somnium and what are the awesome new features that have come in the last couple of months and what's coming down the line that you're really excited about?
Oh man, it depends where you left off, right? So, we're always building something cool and something new. I think exciting for this year is Somnium Marketplace, native, on the chain. Quick transactions, exchanging of the wearables or any kind of items you mint on Somnium directly in VR or on the marketplace on the PC client and stuff. So that's coming. Our standalone client for Quest is live.
It's live?
Yes, it's live. And
awesome.
You don't need PC anymore to join Somnium. We're building, it's still an alpha, but we're building more and more functionality into it. Right now you can just join the city center, hang out with people, play the shooter games. Soon the bowling will come, and soon you'll start seeing the parcels, the worlds and stuff. So we're building that into it, and we're updating Somnium Web all the time. So just people who use the web client, they're just delighted to use it. Actually, we just hit the recently, I think like 2 weeks ago, we hit the 500,000 visits mark on the Somnium Web since the launch.
Okay.
I think we're already approaching 600,000 there. So people are using it a lot. And what else? Somnium Worlds. People are building crazy stuff on Somnium Worlds already.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I think these are the kind of main stuff.
The Oculus client, does that take you into the world, in the same world as the PC client?
Correct.
Oh.
So you can, we have people who are joining daily meetups directly from the Oculus client, and you can have the same experience as in the PC, almost the same, of course.
Okay, I will see you there next week.
Yes. You can install. You can find out on our Discord how to install it through our GitLab. Side load it quickly, and that's it.
Awesome. And how about the conference? How are you finding it?
I just started. We just had our talk. Generally, people had a lot of fun, and Lisbon is a great city. I've never been here the first time, and I think it's delightful. There's a lot of people here, actually, much more than I expected.
Yeah, 2,000 people are going to be apparently. Yeah.
So
awesome. Well, great. We'll see you around.
Yeah, great to meet you, man, in real meet.
Yeah, real life, IRL, brilliant.
Exactly. All right, thank you.
Hugo, my NFT.
Indeed.
Good to see you again.
Very good to see you too. Indeed, it's been a while.
So, what's your take on the whole conference so far?
I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been amazing to see how much the space has grown. For me to see it from the kind of early days of 2017, where it was just a few hundred of us, I think, at the time that really cared about this technology, to now a fully fledged conference with 2,500 people from all different verticals and walks of life, who are all here basically for a plethora of different reasons, but around the same concept of what this technology is and what it can do and what it can unlock. And so for me, I find that quite an amazing eye-opener to see the level of growth and interest in the technology. I think that talks have been, some have been interesting, some have definitely been less interesting, but in general, education is a good thing in this space, and so the more of that, the better, really.
Great. And what percentage, what would you say the hype to quality percentage rate is today?
I think that most of it feels most of it is hype, personally. I think that there's not enough, what would I say, sort of technical expertise here, to be honest. But I also think that is in many ways a good thing, because it shows that it's not just a playground for developers these days, but actually is bringing in brands and people that are just learning about the space. But I think it's probably a 70-30 split to hype to quality.
Okay, good. Well, that's an interesting take on it.
Yeah.
Punks or apes?
I'm a punks man through and through.
Punks, okay. Very good.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Hugo.
No worries, Luke. Pleasure.
My name is Jivinci.
So how's the conference been for you?
Well, honestly, I like the conference, like how they're really focused on the art space more than only other projects in the NFT space. Because I'm coming from the crypto art space, so for me, personally, I really it's closer to my heart than all the other NFT projects and that.
Yeah.
Yes.
As a super OG NFT artist, what surprised you recently in the NFT space?
Recently, to be honest, nothing really much, but because I'm really not focusing too much on development, the latest developments. I've been out of the loop for quite long, because the fabric. I think the fabric of the space has changed a little bit. So by getting into these conferences and meetups, I try to get myself get more information from that and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a little positive for me. To have that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Crypto kitties or cool cats?
Crypto kitties.
Of course.
Yes, because they're an OG project. That's why.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well, great chatting, and great to hang out with you last night as well.
Thank you.
Right, I'm here with the man himself, Whaleshark.
Thank you so much for having me, Luke. Wonderful to meet you in Lisbon.
It's great to truly hang out in real life and consolidate our friendship.
Absolutely. I've known you for more than 2 years now. I believe that you were one of the very first that interviewed us when we launched the Whale token and the Whale community. It's just an utter pleasure to finally be able to meet you in person.
So, there's been a lot happening in the NFT space over the last 6 months. What is missing from your point of view?
So I think it's been wonderful that the NFT space has grown as quickly as it has done. However, I think one of the evolutions that has happened is slightly worrying, not only to me, but a lot of the investors in the space, whereby NFTs are now used as a financial vehicle rather than the assets for digital renaissance in art and culture that we truly imagined 2 years ago. I believe that as the space continues to mature, we are going to see the incoming of something that's missing, which really is the revival of that conversation of NFTs as truly an asset that can help forward humanity. As part of that digital renaissance in art and culture. What I believe that we will see moving forward is institutions taking a little bit more of a closer look at NFTs and also identifying areas of NFTs that really will hold value in the longer term.
Okay, so that's a refocus on quality and purpose instead of financial gain and hype.
That is correct.
Okay. Yeah, that absolutely makes sense. And what's been your highlight of the conference?
My highlight of the conference has been meeting you, my friend. It's I've been relatively pseudonymous over the last couple of years. It was finally wonderful to reveal my identity to a couple of my very close friends within the space, including the dinner that we had last night. It's really been coming back full circle and being able to show people the actual person who has been behind some of the collecting as well as the development of the social token space. So I think that has really been my biggest takeaway. But I think even more interesting was, Luke, if you and I were sitting 2 years ago during our first interview and we said that, hey, one day that there's going to be an NFT conference in Lisbon with 1,500, 2,000 people attending, fully swamped out the location, I don't think you and I would have believed that this is something that would ever have happened. But, just seeing it and sitting down and listening to all of the wonderful speakers who might have been here for 6 months, might have been here for a year, and, really sharing that knowledge. It's extremely rewarding to see what all of the OGs did for the space to lay that foundation for this growth.
I completely see that, and it's like a coming together of the community again, because for me it felt like things have been washed out a little bit. It's hard to see the direction that's happening, and actually bringing everyone together refreshes that in the mind.
It truly does. I mean, at the end of the day, when we look at the space, there's a lot of new people. There's a lot of people that are extremely excited about the way that NFTs are growing. But one of the things that I always find most attractive about the space are the OGs, right? There was a very strong spirit of camaraderie. There was a very strong spirit of innovation back in 2019 and back in 2020 that you don't see as often as you do today, again, due to the fact that people are mainly looking at NFTs as financial vehicles. However, when you are able to accumulate and assimilate and to have, gatherings whereby you have a ton of NFT OGs, it really warms the heart and it really increases the spirit again to understand that we're still really early in this innovation. This is maybe the second inning, right, of where NFTs are going to go, and all of the OGs still have a major part to play as we drive this forward.
Amazing. Well, Whaleshark, thank you very much.
I really appreciate it, Luke. Great to meet you in person, and great to give you an actual physical fist bump.
Okay, I'm here with Natural Walk. Great to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you too.
How have you found the conference? You found it good?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Do you have any highlights or takeaways?
Highlights. I think the most important thing is the diversity of everything over here. Awesome music, thinking about tech behind the blockchain or NFTs, or just meeting people that you already know from 2 years on the scene but never met them in person.
That's a massive win, isn't it? That's great. And are you still building in Somnium? Is that your main residence?
Metaverse speaking wise, yes. Okay. It totally is, because 360 Arts, that's the only place I can decently show that off.
Sure. Do you have anything coming up in the future?
We have a couple things coming up with a couple different projects. Right now, V-Race is preparing to drop some secret style of vehicles that we're not saying which ones yet.
Oh, nice.
And then with Sail the Stars, we're preparing to drop our 10K project that will fund the sailboat of Sail the Stars in a couple months. So those are two huge projects. And then besides that, I'm always focusing on my 360 art and everything that's derived from that. So
amazing.
I know what to do.
Brilliant. Well, sounds like you're busy.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thanks for chatting.
All right. Thank you all.
Cheers. Sebastien of Sandbox.
Yes.
And organizer of this event, basically.
Co-organizer. I don't want to take all the credit. John and the team has been doing an amazing job, and other co-sponsors like Non-fungible as well.
Congratulations, amazing event. What is missing from the NFT space at the moment? There's been a lot of growth, and there's been a lot of building and a lot of new people coming into the space. What still needs to be built?
It's we're seeing today a great gathering of various projects, communities, obviously, but also decentralized application services marketplace that are using NFTs to engage the different sectors of an economy. We have Sandbox Builder, we have artists and their DAO, we have La Collection, which promotes artists to new collectors, Ariani for lifestyle, fashion, luxury, many more. I still think if you compare this event to what a traditional B2B, B2C industry event would be, there might be just the brands coming in and seeing how do we generate business with one of those vendors, or maybe a space where the fans could come, member of those communities, and also meet with the creators, meet as fans toward the artists, etc. So So it could be both more consumer, both more business at the same time. But I think for the very first time, 2,000 people attending, fully sold out. It's already a great mix, a good energy in the place, and definitely looking forward to the next edition.
Absolutely. And Sandbox has been a growth machine. There's so much innovation, so many companies coming in. What are you most excited for Sandbox over the next year?
I'm really excited to see more and more of both ambassadors, community members, builder studio, or agencies that's using the Sandbox as part of helping brands and clients into their metaverse strategy. More and more projects are also using our creation tool, and frankly, always very surprised to see live playable worlds they built or content they made. I want to see, hopefully by next year, an even larger ecosystem where anyone can come, can learn, can do workshop, can see how they can engage, can rent land, maybe growing into all the potential vertical. Hey, I want to attend the first virtual concert. I'm interested into fashion, into Sandbox. My passion is about automotive, or I'm a big fan from this specific community. How do we create? And anyone could actually find a way to where Sandbox can bring value to them.
So it's the growth of communities and growth of economies out of that as well.
I think it's a great way to summarize it. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Great. And when can we expect it to be fully open?
It's definitely in the roadmap. We've launched 2 seasons. We're going to launch 3-4 more this year, and ultimately leading to any landowner being able to publish on their own land their own experience or seasons.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good luck with the next year, and I'm very excited to watch it all unfold and participate as it more and more experiences go live.
Absolutely. Well, a big thanks to the community here, anyone who hears us. I think you've been a tremendous part of this growth and success, so we're looking forward to see you more and more at the event so we can achieve this goal together.
Fantastic. Thanks very much.
My pleasure. Thanks, Luke.
Okay, so we're here with Benji from Phillips Auction House.
Yep, that's correct.
Could you explain your role?
Yeah, I'm the NFT coordinator at Phillips. I love generative art, and that's kind of my focus moving forward.
Brilliant. And how have you found the conference so far?
The conference has been interesting. There's been some really good talks, but a lot of socializing, which is pretty useful, meeting some interesting people.
Cool, okay. Highlights,
the DAO talks.
The DAO talks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is really interesting. Kind of governance, DAOs within DAOs, the different types. There was a unicorn DAO they were talking about, which is interesting. Kind of focused on LGBTQ+ acquisitions, which was interesting.
Right. Anything terrible?
Terrible. I'll be careful about this one. There's been some drier talks, shall we say.
That's not too bad.
That's not too bad. I'm not going to shout anyone out.
No, that's fine. Okay. And what is the generative art space missing?
Missing, I think, curation, and it's an extension of kind of traditional art space in a way. It's just kind of a new medium. It's the first time we've had a new medium to kind of show the practice for about 20 or 30 years. I think it's missing kind of institutional things like the Tate and kind of American museums acquiring generative art. And I think it's coming. There's a bit of resistance and it needs to be changed.
Okay, well, good luck on your mission to change the generative art space and make it more mainstream.
Mainstream, that's the plan, yeah.
Yeah. Any security tips?
Security tips?
That sort of seems to be a bit of a hot topic, but I haven't actually got any actual security tips.
The Ledger guys gave me some good advice. Okay. Self-promoting, but they were like,
Get
a ledger, and then what was it? They get a ledger, put your seed phrase on another ledger, and then leave that ledger at your parents' house.
Okay.
What's the rules? And they said, or bury it in the garden. They said,
bury the ledger in the garden.
Yeah,
in your parents'
garden. That's the
Okay, all right. Right, good advice. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So, Sandie, you are a manager of artists in the NFT space. What has been your highlight of the conference?
Well, I think it's nice. I think it's really interesting because it's is a way to meet people that usually we don't know in physical, because we know that this crypto space has improved and developed so fast, and there was also COVID situation. So we used to know people just for nicknames and for profile picture avatars, and this is an opportunity to meet people in real and brainstorm together about art and listening interesting talks and view exhibition and view new pieces of art. So I think it's a big opportunity for Europe to be present into this crypto space, and also in a physical way and not just digital.
It shows us how important it is to actually meet people and connect with them and have that different level of communication, doesn't it?
Definitely. I think that we are always connected into the crypto space. We are always in touch with our community. We are always on Discord, on Twitter, but there are human beings behind. So I think it's nice also to be in this space to see also these feelings and empathy with people, and also give a face to someone, not to everybody.
Absolutely. And looking forward into the next year, for example, what do you think will or needs to happen in the art space for it to progress even further?
We need innovation. I think that, as said before, the space has improved a lot, but now we are in a moment where there's a lot of copy of what has already been done.
Sure.
Now we need to go ahead. We need ideas, implementation with new technologies, because the crypto space is a new tool, is a new media for artists. So we don't need to look at what have been done since 2018. We need to go ahead on what we can do in 2024, for example.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, that's great. And I suppose for new artists, like, that's good advice for all artists. Do you have any advice for someone who's relatively new in the space, doesn't have management yet, and is looking to get noticed or looking to progress their career?
I think everyone needs to be himself and try to be unique and different so that we can recognize him. Because if we just try to follow something that is going properly right now, we are not the first, and so we won't be the last neither. But if we are ourselves and we try to increase and develop and discover what represents ourselves, and with the help of inspiration from others, and we can be in touch with our community and brainstorming together, I think that we can go ahead with something new and maybe discover it as well.
Great. Well, great advice. Thanks for chatting.
Thank you too.
Okay, I'm here with George Boya. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too, man.
How's it been venturing out and coming to an NFT conference?
It was the first time I'm coming to an NFT conference, and it was so far a very beautiful experience. I've been chatting with all the artists for all those 2 years that I'm in the NFT space, and I'm impressed of the authenticity that we had in our communication between us, and we immediately became friends. I mean, it was like the next step in our online relationship.
Amazing, yeah, I mean, what a difference it makes. Have there been any ideas that have come to you from this event?
Well, I've been very much inspired by all the different art that I've seen so far, and through the conversations I think that we will have interesting collaborations in the future.
Oh, good, okay. It's making new collaborative contacts.
Yeah,
that's a big one.
Yeah, and discussing, ideas this time in person. So it is another way. Sometimes written speech and chat, you cannot say so much, and a different level of collaboration.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's amazing. Will you be partying tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be partying every night.
Okay. How are you holding up?
I don't know. I think I will die when I get back home.
Well, good luck with the party, and I look forward to seeing your collaborations.
Oh man, thank you very much.
Conlan, what revolutionary changes have happened in the NFT space since I spoke to you and you came on the podcast last week?
In a week? No, literally something dropped this week.
Really?
I don't know.
No, sorry, that's a really horrible question.
That's a hard one.
That's a terrible question.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying the conference?
I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. I think there's a lot of new people here. And someone asked a question, like, how to get more people into crypto, like, because everyone's so skeptical these days. And I'm like, this conference wouldn't exist if crypto was not growing, right? Like, think about NFTs like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. No one even knew what NFT is. Now we have conferences in every city popping up. So I think it's going great.
Growth is a natural part of the everything, so it has to grow in order for these things to happen and to bring more people in and more creativity.
Yeah, this was sold out, right?
Yeah. Amazing.
I met some new artists, met artists for the first time, which is a lot of fun. I think that's my most favorite thing about these. I don't go to a lot of them, but when I do, I think my number one thing is just putting a face to the people I've talked to. So it's just been really nice to meet people.
Are you getting a lot of interest in people onboarding onto async?
Yeah, definitely. I'll say, though, that's happening outside of the conference even. I think it definitely helped today. But in general, people are just getting in. They're trying it out. Especially during some of these kind of lull periods where we are kind of in a lull right now, even though it is noisy, and that's a period where people start to experiment and try. Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're okay, thank you.
Where people start to try out new technologies and kind of play around a bit. So yeah, there's awesome people trying out.
There's been sort of quite a lot of talk about security, but I haven't heard many actual security tips coming out. What's your sort of top security tip?
Oh, that's a good one. Just this weekend, that's where I was thinking about. Ledger's MailChimp account got hacked, and they had a bunch of phishing emails go out to their Ledger holders. Don't download anything. I mean, once you download your first wallet, you shouldn't never have to download anything after that. So if anyone ever claims, hey, you got to download a new wallet or you got to download this file or something, don't do it. Don't never give your seed phrase out ever, because your seed phrase is your keys. And then invest in a hardware wallet too. Once you get over a certain limit, like $1,000 worth of assets, get yourself a hardware wallet and then use that to store anything that's valuable. I guess that's the best you can do.
Yeah, good advice. Yeah, great. Well, thanks very much.
All right, well, thanks, man.
Yeah, see you around.
Yeah.
So, it's the end of the conference. It's the next day. Carla McJ, we've been hanging out. What's your takeaway? What was the thing that you enjoyed the most about the conference?
The thing I enjoyed the most about the conference was finally meeting Luke and George Gerbil. I've been wondering what they're like for the last 2 years, and finally I got to put a face to a name, and they're wonderful.
Well, it's been awesome meeting you, Carla, and actually we've had a little gang, haven't we, that we've been going around with and just meeting loads of people.
We have. It's been awesome.
Having outrageous dinners and
and next time we've got our mind on other people that we want to come and party with us. So watch out, we're coming for you.
We're coming for you. Yes, very good. Well, awesome to meet you, Carla.
Awesome to meet you too, Luke.
Okay, so going on the theme of last night, please tell me, and we'll leave it up to Twitter to decide which is which, 2 truths and a lie about the conference.
Number 1, I was stuck in a lift with a sweaty Liverpool player. Number 2, I met Crystal Hefner at the Playboy Ledger party. Number 3, I sat in a McLaren.
Okay, all right.
One of them's a lie.
Okay, so anyone who can guess correctly the lie, we'll send you one of the conference gerbils.
Awesome. Good luck, everyone.
Cheers, Carla.